Hey, Unkle Reno here in the house. Mine, not yours. Actually, it's not mine, but let's pretend it is because I'm 32 and it's a bit lame. The thought of living in your mother's house at 32, isn't it? So we'll pass on that bit. This video is about mark-out moments in wrestling. Now, there have been a million mark-out moments for me. So many. But I just thought of like 5 or 6 off the top of my head. So the first mark-out moment that I could think of right off the top of my head was when Shawn Michaels joined the NWO in 2002. Now, history has taught us that moment was of utterly no significance and probably was quite lame. But he came out, he was working heel, which is what you want from Shawn Michaels, and I don't know, there's something about the way Nash brought him out, and it's the click, and that's fucking awesome. But I don't know, you just got the impression that he was going to start wrestling again, or even if he wasn't, like he was going to be that sort of vicious, snarling HBK on the mic. And I was really, really, really fucking excited about it. And then ran a bit for a couple of weeks, or whatever, a couple of months, and then Nash went down with the quad tear, and then Vince McMahon comes out and said, I hope you enjoyed listening to that music, it's the last time you'll ever hear it. And it wasn't. But nonetheless, the NWO was disbanded, and we never saw it again, really, save for that weird thing at WrestleMania 31. So yeah, a bit deflated really, but in the moment I was so excited about Shawn Michaels returning. He looked good, he was in great shape, and there was something cool about HBK in the NWO t-shirt, and it made sense, because you know is his relationship with Kevin Nash, and you know, like they said, there was like the Click North and the Click South, right? You had fucking the WCW, which was NWO, and in the South, and the WWE with DX, which was in the North, I guess. And I'm not geographically good, but you know, it was the sort of the takeover in the 90s, in the Attitude Era. So it's so cool to see them together again, which brings me to my next mark-out moment, which is SummerSlam 2002. SummerSlam 1992, actually, now I think about it, was a mark-out moment, because Davey won the title from Brett, but I'm not covering that. And they main evented, unless you watched the American broadcast, which was on a delay, and they put the Warrior Savage match at the end of the show, and Brit and Bulldog in that place, because they're cunts. But the next moment, more logically, is Shawn Michaels returning at SummerSlam 2002, 10 years later. Obviously, you knew through the build-up that he was coming back, but I like the promo videos they did, and that song called Fight, and I can't remember how it goes. It's so super ham-fisted, like cheesy rock, which is what you expect from WWE, especially in 2002. But he comes out, he's wearing jeans, and I know it's a street fight, but you knew from that, and they said it in the promos, like, he's not the showstopper anymore, he couldn't wrestle the way he used to, we knew the back surgery had sort of ended his career, so we were lucky to get this one match. And we now know that Shawn was only coming back for one match anyway. He wanted to go out on a better note than the one he left, which is where he threw a hissy fit and kicked the door at WrestleMania 14. And barely wrestled a match with Steve Austin because his back was just destroyed. By the way, watch that match. It's a true testament to him. He's in agony the whole time and you can see it on his face. Anyway, so the 2002 SummerSlam match, it was fucking awesome. His entrance I marked out for, and the whole match I was just marking out. When he climbs the ladder, he does the whole and then drops the elbow. Oh, damn, man. Fucking love Shawn Michaels. That was such a great match. And he wins. Another great mark-out moment. You're like, yeah! And then Triple H cracks him with the sledgehammer and the spine at the end. The whole thing's fucking perfect. And the whole match, the build, just constant mark-out moments. Loved it. A more recent one, in fact, last week, AJ Styles' debut at the Royal Rumble. Who didn't want AJ Styles in the WWE? I mean, when you think TNA, you think AJ Styles, and you also think utterly terrible. Not AJ Styles, TNA. But all these years, like, we wanted AJ Styles. I speak for the entire internet pro wrestling community. We wanted AJ Styles in the WWE since fucking what? I mean, some people probably wanted him from the WCW days, but I wanted to see him there at least since 2006, when he was having these sick matches, and you're like, man, he's doing things I've never seen before. Like, he wasn't great on the mic, because he's just like a country boy, and he didn't really have a lot of charisma, and he still is, but he's better now. Anyway, his moveset was incredible, he looked good, he was just a great talent, and he's finally here, and there's a massive eruption at the Rumble. That helps as well, I find. Like, if the crowd is reacting, then it generates more of a reaction in me. And as soon as I heard that huge pop, I knew AJ was coming, but for some reason he wasn't on my mind at the Rumble. And then when the camera cuts to him, I was just like, yes! Fucking, complete mark. Absolutely loving it. So excited. Love the whole match. And I'm such a fucking lunatic mark that when the crowd's into something, that makes me mark out. So all the time they were saying like, let's go, AJ, all that fucking shit. I'm just like on the edges of my seat, like, ooh, like a fat kid in a candy store. It's incredible. It was so good. And he had a great performance in the Rumble. But that reaction, man, like the reaction he got throughout the whole match, like 25 minutes of just solid AJ chants. I feel good for the talent as well. Like, I love wrestling so much that I kind of empathise in a lot of ways with the actual, the people. Because you do get to know them, like, through shoot interviews and countless other things, especially on the WWE Network these days. Not so much with AJ, but you know he wanted this. You know damn well he wanted this. And he, more than he wanted, well, as much as he wanted this, he wanted to get a good response. He wanted to know that WWE Universe was going to recognise him, and fuck me, did they. Like, that was the biggest pop in the night. Bigger than Triple H, bigger than Brock Lesnar, bigger than Roman Reigns. It's fucking phenomenal. So, phenomenal, how ironic. But yes. My next moment, mark out moment, is Steve Austin turning heel at WrestleMania 17. Man, I tell you what, there were two major mark out moments in this match. It's obviously in Texas. When he comes out, the pop he got, fuck. Oh my god. It was like Hiroshima. It's just... The ship blew up. It didn't blow up. The crowd went crazy. The roof's fucking bouncing up and down. He comes out. It's absolutely amazing. He comes out to Disturbed, which again in fucking 2001 was cool. It's amazing. He's talking the trash. The match is fucking incredible. But the big mark out moment for me came at the end, and it just blew my mind. It really did. I did not see the ending coming. I don't think a lot of people did. Again, in hindsight, history tells us that it was a bad move to turn Austin heel. But at the time when that happened, I was just like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And he's so over in Texas. He's so over anyway, because this proved to be the case all over America and probably the world, that by aligning himself with Vince McMahon and turning heel in the most sort of despicable way possible, the fans didn't give a fuck. They're like, no, it's still Stone Cold Steve Austin. We still love him. And I just love the reaction from the Texas crowd. They were still cheering him like crazy because they didn't like The Rock anyway. He was getting to that point where he was starting to get stale and had a lot of heat on him, heel heat, even though he was acting like a complete babyface. But people were just bored of him and they knew he was going to Rockywood. Yes, he was going to Rockywood and Hollywood, both of them. But it was an incredible moment. Fucking loved it. And I remember I was 17 at the time because, it's Destiny, baby. My age is the same as the WrestleMania numbers. So for WrestleMania 32 this year, I'll be 32. Think about that. Destiny! But yeah, I couldn't sleep that night. And my mind was just like racing with where they might go with the storyline, where the angle might go. Will Austin turn on Vince? Like, who fucking knows? It was so exciting. It was not a mark out moment. That was like a mark out fucking 3 hours. The next one was Finn Balor's first entrance as the Demon in NXT. Now, I only figured I just recently started watching NXT, and I watched this pay-per-view live, or I can't really call it pay-per-view, special, takeover, live. And he comes out, and it's just one of those moments where you're like, man, this is hokey as fuck, cheesy as fuck, it's lame as fuck, it requires complete suspension of disbelief, and I'm completely invested in that. But this is why I love wrestling. Like, I don't know, that one moment, that entrance just captures everything I love about wrestling. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, it's dramatic, you've got the music, you've got the characters, it's just fucking phenomenal. And to be honest, like, I like Finn Balor, I think he's awesome, but he doesn't have a great deal of charisma, at least verbally, on the mic, he's not great. But he is Irish, and then that's, America are massive xenophobes. I mean, I suppose we're xenophobes as well, but we're conditioned to think that the way Americans talk is normal and fine and awesome. Well, I certainly am. But it doesn't work the other way around. Like, when they see people who are, like, Irish or Scottish or British, then they kind of think we're awkward and mock us. And it's understandable, because, like, his Irish accent's difficult to understand. Anyway, back to the mark-out moment. Just go crazy for his entrance. Fucking loved it. And then when the lights come up and you get to see all the whole body paint. And also I knew of, his Prince Devitt days, so you were always kind of hoping that he'd bring back the body paint, and he did, in really awesome fashion. And that was fucking sick. So another mark-out moment, a Mark Henry mark-out moment, was his retirement speech. Was that in 2011? I can't quite remember. But he comes out in the pink jacket, because that was a bit weird. And he has this was so well done. It was fucking incredible. As he's walking down the entrance ramp, he's got his wrestling boots in his hand, and he leaves them at the top of the ramp. Like, that's such an iconic image, and you know what that means. The commentators were saying, like, they've heard rumours swirling that he might be retiring. And Mark Henry's pretty old. He's not crazy old, but he's old enough at his sort of size that you could believe that this was the end for him. And his career had kind of peaked as well. So he comes out. Cena's there because he was cutting a promo. Henry had interrupted him. I get that might kind of like give you a clue as to what was going to happen actually. But I did buy into this. He tells Cena to stay there, gets in the ring, cuts this really heartfelt promo, fucking cries. He's talking about his family. He's acknowledging the crowd. I think he was a heel at the time. But he's acknowledging the crowd in a really sort of heartfelt, friendly way. And they're chanting Mae Young at him. And he's like, oh, not Mae Young. Come on. Not sexual chocolate. This is serious. Come on. And it was amazing. And I fucking like, I get a little choked up. I was like, oh, Mark Henry, man, I missed this motherfucker. I didn't even know I liked Mark Henry as much as I did until I thought he was going away. And you see what like a supposedly genuine, wonderful human being is. And then Cena gives him the belt. And you see Henry get choked up about that. And then he hands it back to him and says, like, oh, John, you've got to earn this. I haven't earned this. But it's the symbolism of what that meant. Like, he is a champion. And that was amazing. Anyway, his fucking closing line is, I think it's like, babies, daddy's coming home. And it's just like, oh, Mark Henry, you big cuddly bear. You big black cuddly bear. He'd probably tear me apart like a real bear if you had the chance. And then Cena comes in, raises his hand, and I thought we're going to cut to the next advert, and that's the end of it. And then he hits the world's strongest slam on Cena, and fucking it's like the biggest swerve in the history of mankind. And I fucking loved it. And he's standing over and goes, I got a lot left in the tank, which is fucking. I love Mark Henry. Or in that brief period, I love Mark Henry. Anyway, the mark out moment there was that turn. The whole promo was incredible, and who knew Mark Henry had that in him? But the turn itself was just fucking amazing. Like, even years later, like, I look back on that so fondly, and I watch it on YouTube all the fucking time. And I recommend you do. If you like wrestling promos, and you want to be surprised by Mark Henry, like, oh my fucking god. Incredible. The next one, I was going to wrap this up a bit quick, because this video is longer than I thought it would be. What have I got here? We got The Rock returning in 2011. Remember there was rumours swirling that the guest host for WrestleMania, because they did the guest host thing then, was going to be Justin Bieber. I don't know where they came from. I feel like the WWE might have planted the seeds of that. And you could believe it, like the Muppets had hosted Raw. You're just like, oh no, he's the ultimate Muppet, and he's going to host Mania. Oh, fuck. And then there's this really weird build-up. Everything goes quiet. It's like electric firing through the Titantron and all that shit. Electricity. I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. Waves of electricity. And I didn't even pick up on that either. I was just like, oh, this is cool. Who's it going to be? Obviously The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, right? Anyway. Rock's music hits. Nuclear fucking pop. It's amazing. He comes out. Just endless cheering from the crowd. They're so excited to see him back. And he's giantly fucking jacked up and huge at this point as well, which is super duper cool. If you're of the Vince McMahon generation of wrestling fans, which I am. But yeah, and he cuts these fucking amazing promo. It's just the best promo that's been cut in pro wrestling in fucking years. Way better than the stuff he'd done before. He's annihilating Michael Cole. He's annihilating Cena. It's fucking incredible. Just mark it out throughout the whole segment. Absolutely loved it. Anyway, in the interest of stopping myself from going on for the rest of the time, I just want to say, please leave comments. Tell me if you enjoyed these markout moments, the local markout moments, as much as I did, or leave comments about your favourite markout moments, or any of your markout moments, because I'd love to discuss them, maybe make a video in response, because I just want to talk about this shit. Love pro wrestling so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, and I'll be back soon with another video.